students, I hope you all are fine and safe. Dear students, in the previous video we done up to exercise 4.5 and in this video we will start our next topic, that is of circle. As a circle is the path of the point moving at the same distance from a fixed point. It means from a fixed point the distance will be the same, so it is the path of the point. As we draw a circle with the help of compasses, so let's draw. This is our circle. As we place the pointer over here, so this is our fixed point. This is C, and so circle is the path of a point moving at the same distance, so it is moving at the same distance from the fixed point. So this is all about circle. The next we have some term associated with circle. First we have interior of a circle. Suppose I draw a circle and here I have this center C, and interior of a circle, this all region is the interior part. So this whole region is the interior of the circle. Now next we have exterior of a circle. If I draw a circle like this, this is our center C, and the exterior means outside. So the whole part outside the circle is the exterior of the circle. Then the point P lies on the circle. If I draw a circle, I have center C, and then I have this point P on the circle. So this point P on the circle. As we know, the fixed point, this fixed point represents the center. This fixed point represents the center, and we have the fixed distance from center. If I draw a line segment, and this is up to on the circle, so this fixed distance is called radius, that is radius. Now next we have chord of a circle. A line segment joining any 2 points of a circle is called chord of a circle. Suppose I have a circle, this, and this is the line segment, and this line segment joining any 2 points of a circle. If I take 1 point over here and 1 point over here, when I join, I get a line segment because line segment have 2 end points. So this line segment joining any 2 points of a circle is a chord. You can draw like this, you can draw like this, but here the end point should be on the circle. So this is all about chord of a circle. The next we have diameter of a circle. Diameter of a circle, a chord of a circle passing through its center. As we know, this is the center of the circle whenever you place the pointer. So this is the center. Whenever the chord of a circle passing through its center, so this is a diameter, means this is also a chord, but whenever the chord passing through the center, we give the name of diameter. So this is your diameter. We can also say that the diameter is the longest chord. Diameter is the longest chord of the circle. The next we have arc of a circle. Now here I have a circle, a continuous part of a circle. Suppose I am taking this part, this up to this, and we know that we also have a center of a circle, name it this. So the part of the circle, and this part should be continuous. This represents the arc. If I name A, if I name B, then the arc of the circle AB, and the symbol is this AB. So this is your arc of the circle. You can also draw an arc over here, so and so. Okay, so arc of a circle, it is a continuous part of a circle. Then next we have circumference. The whole arc of the circle is called circumference. We can also say the circumference of the circle like perimeter of the circle. Perimeter of circle. So this is our whole arc. This is our whole arc of the circle, and this whole is called circumference. As we know that Perimeter means the sum of all sides. We are here, we don't have any side, it is a circle, so whole arc of the circle is called the circumference of the circle. The next we have semicircle. Here semi means half. One half of the whole arc of the circle is called a semicircle. Now here this is the half portion of the circle, one half of the whole arc of the circle, and this is called semicircle. And as we know that, as this is the diameter of the circle which passes through center C or O, you can take any center. So this one half of the whole arc of a circle is a semicircle. The next we have minor and major arc. Here we have an arc less than one half of the whole arc of a circle is called minor of the circle, and the arc which is greater than one half of the whole is called major. Means less than one half is a minor arc and greater than one half is a major arc. So if I draw a circle, here we have an arc less than one half. As we know, this is the half. Okay, so less than one half, suppose I take this as this, so this portion indicates minor arc, as this arc is one half of the whole arc, and the remaining which is greater than the one half of the whole arc is called major arc. So this portion is your arc, minor arc, and the remaining is the major arc. Then next we have sector of a circle. Here we have a circle. The part of the circular region of the plane extended by an arc of a circle and its two bounding radii is called a sector of the circle. As we know that this is the center C, and from the fixed point from the center, when you draw a line segment up to the circle point of the circle, this is called radius. This is your radius. You can draw so many radius, as there are many radii in this circle. This is radius and this is radius. So the part of the circular region of the plane enclosed by the arc of the circle, this is arc of the circle, and its two bounding radii. These are two bounding radii. So this portion is your sector. This portion is your sector. Now here we have, this is the smallest, as we say that this is the minor sector, as this is less than one half of the arc, and the remaining is the major sector. Basically, sector can be formed. It is a part of the circular region of the plane enclosed by the arc and the two bounding radii. So this is your sector, but this is minor sector and the remaining is major sector. The next we have segment of a circle. Now here, if I have this circle, center C, the chord of a circle divides its circular region into two parts. If I draw a chord, as we know that chord is a line segment which is formed by the points joined on the circle. Chord is a line segment joining any two points of a circle. So here I have a chord. Now the chord of a circle divides the circular region into two parts, smaller part and greater part. And here this region is called the segment, as the chord divided into two parts, and this is the minor segment and the remaining is the major segment. Whenever chord divides the circular region, then we will get a segment. Start with exercise 4.6. So in this exercise, we have first question from the figure. This figure is given to you, and you have to identify the following terms. Now here first we have the center of the circle. So as we know, wherever we place the compasses, it is the fixed point. So the center is O. Here the center of the circle is O. 3 radii. 3 radii means you have to write 3 radius. From center from center when there is a line segment on the circle. This is your first radius. From center I have this is my second radius from center, and the last one, this is your third radius. So here I will write my first radius is OA, my second radius is OB, and my third radius is OC. Here I am using the symbol of line segment because in the line segment end points are fixed, and here the points are also fixed. The next we have a diameter. We know that whenever the chord passing through the center, this is the longest chord and this is the diameter. Here the diameter is AC. Then we have a chord. Now here as we know diameter is a chord also, so here I can write AC also, or this ED is also a chord because chord is a line segment joining any 2 points on the circle. 2 points in the interior. Interior means inside. So this P lies in the interior, this center lies in the interior. So these are the points O and P. A point in its exterior. Exterior means outside portion, and here exterior is Q. And then we have a sector. As we know that sector is a part of circular region of the plane enclosed by the arc and its two bounding radii. So here this portion is our sector. So I will write OBA or AOB. I will write AOB, and here I also write shaded portion. Shaded portion because AOB can be think like this also. This is also AOB part, but here I will write AOB shaded portion. Then I have a segment, and we know that segment is formed when a chord of a circle divides the circular region into 2 parts. So this is the chord of the circle, and this shaded portion is representing segment. So here I will write ED, also shaded portion. So this is our question number 1. Now we have question number 2. True false, is every diameter of a circle also a chord? And the question is, if you are drawing a diameter, so this diameter is also a chord. So my answer is yes. Next, is every chord of a circle also a diameter? Now here if I am drawing chord like this, but this is not a diameter because diameter always passes through the center. So we never say that every chord of a circle is also a diameter. So my answer is no. So this is all with question number 2. The next we have question number 3. Question number 3 is draw any circle and mark. Firstly, with the help of compass, you have to draw the circle very neat and clean. Draw with the help of compass. Then you will get this circle. Where I place the pointer, this is your center. Let it O. Here draw any circle and mark its center. I marked this O as a center. I will also write at front of this, that is O. It's representing center. The next we have radius. So as we know, radius is formed from the fixed point. So this representing R, that is radius, I will write OA. Okay, and here OA is radius. Then we have diameter, and we know that diameter, it's a chord which passes through center. So this complete BA representing diameter. You can use scale while drawing this. So this is my diameter, but you can use scale to draw. Okay, so this is AB. Next we have sector. Sector, we know that as we know the arc on the circle and bounded by 2 radii. So I am going to shade this part. You can draw another where also. I will mention at C, and this portion is shaded portion, and this is my sector. So here I will write AOC. So sector is AOC shaded portion. Then a segment. For segment, draw any chord in the circle, and the chord divides into two parts, and here I will get a segment. So let's name it. I will name it X, Y, and this is my segment. So here I will write XY, but I will write shaded portion. Shaded portion. A point in its interior. You can mark any point in its interior. So let's Q. Here a point in its interior is Q. Then a point in its exterior. Exterior means outside. So mark any point over here. So I'll let L. So a point in its exterior is L. Then you have to write an arc. As there are so many arcs, you can write any one. If I am writing this arc is the part on the circle. So this XY is an arc. But how to represent? Like this. This is the symbol of the arc. So this is all with question number 3. Then next we have question number 4, true false. Two diameters of a circle will necessarily intersect. If I draw first diameter passes through center always. This is my first diameter. If I draw second diameter, then yes, two diameters of a circle will necessarily intersect at the center. So my answer is true. The center of a circle always in the interior. Whenever you draw a circle, you always point the pointer over here, and the center lies always in the inside, always in the interior. So this is also true. So dear student, this is all with exercise 4.6. Thank you so much.